know my stomach is.
Hi everyone, welcome to Creative Crafts with Jennifer with the Avery County Senior Center. Today we have Brenda and Heather, some of our staff here, and of course Philip is our cameraman. Today we're going to be making twine orbs, or you can use, some people call them yarn orbs. As you can see, I put fairy lights in mine, and it can be hung. It's just really super pretty. You can make all different sizes. I have this one; it's a pretty good size. Then I have a smaller one, and I just put little flowers in there and some rocks, just as a cute little display. This one's actually, they're both made out of cotton yarn. You can use cotton yarn. You can use jute. Different sizes of jute rope. This also, I have more yarn. This is actually an acrylic cotton blend. The reason why I want to stay with some more cotton, because when you put lights in there, you want to make sure that they're low, they're LED kind of lights, so they don't get too hot, because they can, you know, obviously create problems, especially if you're dealing with yarn, acrylic yarn. Stay away from acrylic yarn. Always go with cotton or rope. All right, well, we're going to start. You need to have a mixture. These are our supplies. You're going to need white school glue. I have Elmer's school glue. It doesn't have to be Elmer's, could be anything. You're going to need some water. This recipe calls for 1/4 of a cup of water, warm water. Ours is cold, but that's okay. Yeah. This recipe also calls for cornstarch. The reason why I like to use cornstarch in this recipe is because it's stiffer. It creates a better orb. You can do it with just glue and water, but it's not as stiff. So remember that. If you don't have cornstarch, you can do it. But anyways, it calls for 1/2 cup of cornstarch, any kind of cornstarch. So you'll need, of course, you'll need your glue mixture, you'll need your rope or twine or cotton yarn. I'd recommend gloves because you're going to be pretty messy with the glue. You're going to need a balloon, any size balloon. I just got these party balloons at the Dollar General. You're going to need balloons, and I also have one of these cute little containers. You don't necessarily have to have it, but what's great about these is, and I'll show you, when we put our liquid in here, we're going to be putting our twine in here, and as we pull it out, and I'll show you as I go, you'll understand more why we have this. Now, you don't have to have a milk carton, but we have them here at the center, so they're very handy. If you don't have a milk carton, you can use any plastic container. Also a good idea is if you're using a plastic container, make sure it has a lid, because you may not use all your glue and you can save it for another day. I've done that before too. Alright, so we're going to do our mixture, and it calls for 1/2 cup of cornstarch. I don't have a measuring. How many tablespoons is in 1/2 cup? What do you think, Brenda? About 4?
Well, if you figure you fill this up to about right there, you've got to right up to that rim. I'd say, wouldn't you?
3.
It's a cup.
Huh?
Maybe 1/2 cup of cornstarch.
Yeah.
You probably fill it up to the rim. Because wouldn't that be about it?
Be about 1/2 cup.
Yeah.
Well, we're just going to go halfway.
Now come on, Jim.
I'm going to stir that up some. And then I'm going to, these cups are, what did we say these are?
9 ounces.
9 ounces. And what I'm going to do with the glue, because you need 4 ounces of glue. And 1/4 cup of warm water. So since I need 4 ounces, I think I'm going to take it right up to the rim. Don't y'all reckon? It'll go right up here to this. So, and I've got more glue too. See, y'all got glue. Fastest way to do this is just take the top off. So when I do crafts, I like using these plastic cups. They're handy. You can pre-measure everything. You know what, there's really no rhyme or reason to this. I mean, you don't have to be precise of the measures, the measurements. It's gonna work either way. And you're just gonna stir it up, give it a good stir, and then I'm gonna go ahead and pour it in my container. So this is really the most tedious or most important part is the mixture.
You can shake it in this container.
That's true, you can, yep, as long as, so I'm gonna go ahead and pour it in my container, very slowly. And it's still a little lumpy, so like Brenda was saying, you could shake it up. So if you have a plastic container, put a lid on it and shake it up. When we shake it in here, we want to be very, very careful because it, yeah,
That's why the warm water helps.
Yeah.
It helps break up cornstarch.
that's true. Thank you.
And cornstarch gets real thick in warm water. It don't necessarily in cold water.
Ah, interesting.
It gets warm water. It makes it work, makes it stiffer quicker.
Go to the bathroom, Bill, and get us some more.
You want me to go get some warm water? See?
No, I mean, mine mixed up pretty good, see?
Bill's gonna get
But
us
it's up to you. You can go
Let's
with
try it
mine.
and see if it, what
Yeah,
the
try it and
difference
see.
is.
All right, so now I'm gonna pick mine. I'm gonna go ahead and use the jute twine. I believe I got this. I believe this came from Dollar General. I believe so. Dollar Tree sells it. Dollar General sells it. Sometimes it is hard to find during this time. A lot of stuff's hard to find, but Walmart also sells it.
What's the jar
Ah, the jar is, thanks Heather for asking about that. Once your balloon is done, that's what's gonna hold your orb while it dries.
for? Ah.
Yes. So unfortunately, I forgot my scissors. Is there scissors behind you? Because you're going to, but anyways, what you're going to do, you can see, I'm not going to unravel all of it. I'm just doing some, and I'm going to go ahead and put it in my little container. Put it all in
How much do
there.
we know how to use for?
Well, you want a good twine. You see, I've got that one. Oh, thank you.
Wow.
I've got the white one, and I won't use all of this. You just want to, you do not cut it until you're done.
Okay.
And you see I'm using my spoon. We'll get it started. Alright, so you see I do not cut your twine yet because what you're going to be doing is you're going to wrap a balloon. Now let's go ahead and get my balloon ready. Now your balloon, you have to kind of play around with it if you want a nice pretty circle. You can also use a ball, like a little beach ball or one of those little toy balls. You can do that too. Let's go ahead and blow this up. And I just blow it up to the size I want it.
As long as it don't bust.
Probably just you see I'm just kind of deciding on what kind of orb I want. And the balloon is not going to be totally covered. I'm going to leave an opening. I'm going to go a little bit more. Because I want one similar to this, this one I have, so. Alright, so you can blow your balloon up small. This one's small. This one's medium. You can also use the big punching bag, the punching balloons if you want a huge orb. I've got a big orb at home. Let me set that aside. I'm going to go ahead and put my gloves on and we'll start wrapping. So once you've got all your glue mixture ready, you put some of your twine in there. Actually, I apologize, Brenda. You do have to cut it do
Well,
have
you
to
can
cut it.
always use more. even if
Right,
it's cut.
exactly. I lost my balloon.
I'll catch it.
Alright. Now what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna start right around here. Because I wanna keep an opening. The reason why I want an opening, you don't have to have an opening, you can cover the whole thing, but I want an opening in case I wanna put a battery operated tea light on there. As you can see, what helps with the container, let me get it started. Do what?
I said, I hope mine don't bust. You'd come out there flying.
This is why you need gloves. It just takes time. It's easier to do the whole globe, but I like to have that little piece, that little opening. All right, here we
Hey,
go.
mine's pretty.
Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start wrapping it here and there. But I'm going to keep that opening. See, and I'm going to stop right there, and then I'm going to add another piece. I'll just add another piece. And this is fine, just kind of let it hang out there. Nothing's going to happen to it. I'm going to go ahead and open up my container because I need to be able to get into it. You add some more string. So while we're doing this, y'all will start mixing your glue. 'Cause this part is the easiest part.
If my balloon don't run away.
How many scoops did you put in?
The cornstarch I did four heaping spoonfuls. I just want to make sure my twine is completely covered, and then when I pull it out, I kind of go through my fingers like that just to get some of the excess out. And then I'm going to start wrapping again. I'm going to connect it, pick it up, and just start wrapping. And you know, it's going to move, and that's okay. That's okay for it to move. Go ahead and do a few little ones.
This would be like yours.
When I get to an end of a twine, I'm going to connect it to another. And I'll take some more. Keep it, set it aside. I would recommend a tablecloth also. Plastic tablecloth is good. And y'all, I have
Or
the
the Avery
jute-
Journal,
I
you
have
can
one.
use the Avery Journal.
True, yeah, you can use the
Well,
journal.
that'll work.
Mhm.
Jennifer, do you have to keep cutting that?
No,
You
you
can't just
can.
keep.
You can sometimes, if I'm doing a big project, I just put the whole thing in there.
Right.
But I know I'm not going to use all this. So that's why I'm just cutting a little piece at a time. So if you're doing a big project or you're doing like a couple of these, go ahead and stick the whole yarn in there, or twine. But once it's in there, you can't wash it off. You'll have to use it.
More the merrier.
I feel like it all depends. Everybody's different. I feel like I have more control if I do one long piece at a time. And you see, I just start anywhere, and I just start wrapping. I just hold
Does it
on.
dry clear?
It does. It dries clear, and you want to give it 24 hours to dry. How I dry mine, I tie an extra little string to the not to the bottom of the balloon, but to the top. Well, I take that back. If I'm doing an orb, I'm sorry, the big ones, the giant orbs, then I do tie it. You can see, you just keep on going around and around. Now I'm gonna get quite a bit, oops, out. Come here, you. Okay. But y'all, I've got the white, and I'm gonna get a pretty good sized string on this one.
Can you seal this up and use it more again?
Yes. Yeah, you know what you can do? You can put it in a plastic bag and seal up the plastic bag.
Or
I'm
leave
gonna-
it in this and seal it up?
I'm gonna
with
hand the
plastic
scissors
bag?
over to y'all because you might need them.
Well,
But it's a fun project to do with children.
Be cool for
You-
Bible school.
yes.
You can also hang these outdoors. If you do that though, you want to make sure you spray them after they're completely dried. You spray them with polyurethane.
Would you use this whole thing, Jennifer?
On yours, I would, yeah, on that, because that
Okay.
there's not much on that one. And as you can see, I just kind of start going around it. You want to cross over, and just keep on it going. This is why you need a tablecloth.
Will it stick to newspaper? Your
Uh,
blue stuff?
no, it shouldn't. I prefer a plastic tablecloth.
You could use parchment paper or wax paper, you think?
Oh, sure. I've even used garbage bags. We can fix that. Got it right there. Once you get it going, it's so much easier. It's just getting it going can be a little tricky. Just, be patient. You see I'm constantly twirling. See that, y'all? I'm just constantly just twirling. And when I end with the piece, I kind of just put it on another piece. Now, sure, I can leave it like that, but I want quite a bit on there. Now, when it starts getting filled up, in between, I can go ahead and set it. I have this is a mason jar. I just set it right there, and so I can get another piece ready. If you don't have mason jar, you can also use, you want something where the balloon will fit and not go everywhere. So, I prefer a mason jar. I don't know what else to do. If you have a bigger container, you can add a lot more.
I like the idea of making small ones and putting them on Christmas string light, on your light on your Christmas tree.
That would be
That would be really cute.
Yeah, that would be really pretty.
I'm not even trying to.
You can even spray paint them once they dry.
Yeah.
Once it's completely dry, you can spray paint it. I've done that before too.
It's a good project for Hadley with glitter. She would love
And you see, I'm just kind of getting the excess off. That's why I only do a little bit of time in my.
I didn't get the end of mine wet.
I had a hard time with that too, so yeah, that's exactly what I did. I ended up grabbing my spoon.
You should have made Susan come, Philip, so she could help us. She'd really love this.
As you can see, it's just, you just gotta take your time. You know, it's so funny. You look at these things and you think, gosh, that looks so easy. Until you start working it. And then you're like, huh, what did I get myself into? But it really does become simpler as you go.
After you do it a couple of times, 100 times.
Yeah. As you're doing it too, make sure when you start getting some on, see how I'm just kind of patting it down? You can also grab some of your mixture on your gloves and pat it down too to make it stay a little bit better. How's it going? Y'all doing a lot better than me.
Well, I'm getting slow, but anyhow.
I don't know what I'm doing, I'm just doing.
There's really, like I said, there's no really rhyme or reason. You just start rapping.
You just do it however you like.
You just start rapping.
I have to close up the end of my milk carton and it just sort of pull it off. You need another penguin, that's what you need.
You need some thumbs.
There, mine's coming
You need some
along.
thumbs. You do actually, if they smile. You could reach down in there and get this baby.
So you just grab some, this is what I found that works the best. If I take some of this off, put it all in my container, make sure it all covers with the glue mixture.
It is saturated.
Yep, get it saturated. And you know,
do that.
as you work it, you'll see you'll find your own way to do it. You know, it will just come. Whatever works. There's no rhyme or reason. You just want to make sure that twine is saturated.
We can make a bunch of these and sell and make some money here for Christmas time. Or fall, you can actually put fall lights
That's true.
in it.
Oh yeah.
I got some of those at the Dollar Tree for $1 a set. Put batteries in them, really cute. No, come from the dollar store out here. Orange pumpkins, leaves.
Yeah, they're out now, aren't they? All those.
I know Philippine needs this kind of deal. The orange pumpkins and the leaves.
Just make sure when you're doing it, look at it.
Couldn't see it. I'm shaking mine up, Jim.
All right, so as you can see, you're just going to keep on going around and around. I will have to add a little bit more to this. And after you're done, after you like it, you're going to go ahead and just cut it. Cut the rope. Got the scissors over there. Oh, thank you.
Maybe if you let it sit in this wood for a few minutes, it will saturate the
You
glue.
can see what you can do too, add some of your mixture to your gloves and pat your balloon. I'm getting ready to close it up. Make sure
It's hard to
you,
get your strings stay tight around the balloon.
it is. That's what helps, you know, that's why I was saying, you can move it around still as you go.
I'm having difficulties.
difficult.
I'm having difficulties.
All right.
She's got to figure it out. How's it coming along? Now,
Heather, I will show you another easy way to do it. Let me tighten this up a little bit. See, you can also, once you get going, you can actually set it on your jar too to help tighten it up. And you see I'm kind of tucking that in. See that? I tuck it in just to tighten it up a little bit more.
okay.
All right. So anyways, I'd probably add a little bit more to this. And what you can do, you can also add glitter, which I do have glitter. I'm not adding glitter today, but you can add glitter to it if you want. I did bring some glitter for y'all if y'all are interested in glitter. As you can see, I'm just kind of just making sure, see y'all, just making sure it's just kind of on there just right. Alright, so anyways, once it's dry, what you will do is you will actually pop the balloon. I'm really afraid of balloons. Terrified of them. So I have somebody else pop them for me when I'm out of the room.
Oh, call me.
I'll call you, okay. And then you will just go ahead and remove that balloon. And you can remove it with tweezers. I've even used I've even had to use scissors to kind of get in there and get that balloon. And the balloon might not want to give away at first, but it will. So just take your time. And there you go. You just have to just take your time at it and just find what works. You can also find information on this craft on Pinterest and all sorts of stuff. I'm gonna go ahead and help Heather and Brenda get theirs going. And I appreciate y'all joining us for Creative Crafts. Again, my name is Jennifer Berry. I'm with the Avery County Senior Center, and we'll see you next week for Creative Crafts. Thank you.